I'm sure most of you, if not all of you, are aware of the Monster High Generation 3 reboot that came out last year. It had been almost 6 years since anything Monster High related had come out, and all of a sudden we get bombarded with news about an upcoming doll line, a new animated show, as well as a live-action movie that was in production. It was everything a fan could ever want and more. Except no one wanted it because it just sucked. The biggest offender was the live-action movie. For a franchise focused on its fashion dolls, you would think that this live-action movie would have a larger focus on the fashions that are shown in it. But you'd be wrong. Action designs were bland, boring, and uninspired. The movie reportedly had a pretty small budget to blame for this, but I mean, come on. You can find way cooler clothes than these at thrift stores and secondhand shops. There really is just no excuse, at least in my opinion. But it wasn't just the outfits that were changed, which again is to be expected with a reboot. Things are going to change and get updated to fit more with the times, but people were really taken aback because some of the characters' most recognizable features were being drastically changed to the point where characters were almost unrecognizable when compared to the original girls. And at the time, I wasn't really impressed with a lot of the new changes that they went with, especially for characters like Claudine and Lagoona, where they just didn't feel like they're characters anymore. But it's been about a year, and I will say after all this time has passed, I've grown pretty fond of almost all of them. I repeat, almost all of them. I probably hated Lagoona's redesign the most out of any of the other characters when everything was first coming out. I remember when I first saw her live-action poster, I was just blown away by how much I hated her. But I have come to love her, pink skin and all. Obviously, I still have a few nitpicks and things I don't love, but that's okay. Not everything is catered towards me, and I've accepted that. And being completely honest with you all, I own all of her G3 dolls anyway, so I guess Mattel wins in the end. I've done a lot of fan art for this new gen, and I wanted to show off some of my redesigns I've made. And today I want to specifically tackle Lagoona. I want to eventually show off all the ghouls, but I thought Lagoona would be a good place to start off with, especially since, as I mentioned earlier, she was one of the ones I had the most issues with originally, but she was my favorite as a kid, and she means a lot to me, so that'd be kind of a fun to go over what kind of things I'd change. But enough of me rambling, let's get to the actual redesign, the point of this whole video. Before we start, I just want to say I don't want to fix any of the characters or any other designs. This is just for fun, and I really like drawing Monster High, and I wanted to take a crack at what I think they would look like. With that out of the way, I started out with picking out what elements of G1 and G3's designs that I liked and disliked the most, along with putting down some ground rules I want to try and follow. Now, number 1, I knew I wanted to alter her color palette slightly, maybe make the colors less bright, I don't know. I don't want to completely overhaul the pink skin. While I do prefer the blue of her original design, the pink is still really cute, and I want to see if I can make it work. Number 2, this next part is very self-indulgent, but I want to bring back her G1 curly hair. I love drawing characters with just a crazy head of curls, and I couldn't resist. I love it. I miss it. I want it back. But I knew from the start that she was going to get her curls back. 3, her outfit. I want to keep it functional while still looking cute. I mean, she is supposed to be a fashion doll after all. Lagoona is usually shown in athletic or sporty looks, and I want to stay true to that as much as I can. And then 4, I also wanted to try and give her more like fishy details, make her look more monstrous. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this yet, but I will figure it out when I get there. And then finally, and probably the most important one, I want her to be recognizable as Lagoona. I don't want to completely overhaul all of her design and can change her only to fit my personal preferences. I want to stay as true to the character as I can. But with that all out of the way, let's finally get to sketching. As you could probably tell, I was really struggling with what pose to give her. The last few months, I've gotten to the really bad habit of only drawing characters from the knees up, so I'm kind of out of practice drawing full body poses. So this was good practice and forcing me to draw legs. But I wanted to make her look confident and very welcoming. Laguna, especially in Gen 1, always gave off, at least to me, like mom friend vibes. Really nice, really sweet, and I wanted to show that. I don't know if I really got that across with this, but at least like when you'll see her face here in a sec. I think I got it close with just like her facial expression, but I don't know. Once I got the pose sketched out, I moved on to the hair and clothing. Obviously, as I said earlier, I was gonna give her that big, beautiful head of curls, and then for her outfit, I just gave her a basic crop top with some biker shorts. And then I also imagine she's wearing a jacket similar to her G1 jacket that she wears. The reason I nixed her sweatshirt that she has in G3 was just because I like to imagine that Laguna has to, like, re-moisturize every once in a while. She can't be out of water for too long. She's a sea monster. Because of that, she's gotta, like, jump in and rehydrate her scales or something. I don't know. And I thought, like, I don't know, the idea of a sea monster wearing a really big hoodie doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me because, like, she's like a swimming girl, a sports girl, she's gotta, like, be able to whip that off and go for a swim. I don't know. And I don't know about you, but I struggle taking hoodies off, and I don't got like big ol' fish ear things like she does. So I don't know. They got the boob. No more sweatshirt. I just started going in with the line art, just trying to bring out a little bit more definition. I wanted her to look super, like her face be super round, her eyes super fish-like, but then the rest of her be very sharp. Like her fins, her scales are all very rigid, while she has a very soft fish-like face. I don't know if that makes any sense at all, but that was the thought process. That was my idea going into this. Her outfit was still kind of looking plain, like without the jacket, it still was just a crop top with some biker shorts. So I did go in and add to her shorts. I gave her like the cute little ruffles that her G3 doll has. Oh my gosh, I'm in love with the little ruffles, like they're like little fish fins on her shorts. It's so cute. And then I added in the fanny pack that her G3 doll has. That fanny pack is literally my favorite thing in the whole world. I love it. It is like my favorite G3 prop so far. I'm like looking at my G3 core doll and I'm like, yes, that Lagoona. That's peak character design. I love it. Its fanny pack is approved. At this point, her outfit was still looking kind of plain. Like I went in, I gave her like a pearl necklace, some jewelry, but it still just wasn't looking right. And so I went and I was looking at her G1 design and I was like, oh my gosh, like she has like a fishnet design under her shorts. And I thought that'd be really, really cute to add in. I don't know if it makes total sense, especially on like her like fishnet socks I gave her. They don't make total sense because she has fins there. I don't know how she is wearing socks. Don't ask me how, but she is. And I think it looks cute. I think that was like a good final touch to really bring it all together. I think my main problem with G3 Laguna is just, and this may just be like a personal preference thing, but with her pink skin mixed with her like bright yellowy blonde hair, she just looks sunburnt to me. I don't know, and I could just never get past that, especially with like the super contrast of her really thick, heavy scales they gave her like on her forehead and like on her face. It's so cute, such a cute idea, but it just didn't mesh well. It wasn't for me, and I was originally planning on nixing the blonde hair completely. I don't like the blonde hair. And like all the fan art I've done of G3 Laguna so far, she has not had blonde hair at all. I've gotten rid of it almost completely. And I was just gonna go with like a pink purple mix. But like I decided to test it out just for like fun, and I was like, oh, Okay, maybe I don't hate the blonde hair. I did give her more of like a strawberry blonde, so maybe that helped a little bit. And I did desaturate the skin tone quite a bit, so it's not as reddish pink. And I think that made it work a little bit better altogether. I did go in and I gave her some really blue scales around her fin. I saw an artist on TikTok and they had their G3 Laguna that they customized and they gave like kind of like vitiligo almost blue patches of scales around her face and arms and legs, and I thought it was so pretty and I had to add it in. I think it's just so awesome. If I can't remember the artist's name, but in editing, if I find out and I can find their TikToks, I will put it right here. So fingers crossed. I did also completely forget her like leg fins. I didn't ever give them line art and I just added them in now. I don't know what I was doing. I just completely forgot like a big part of her design, but there they are. They're back. I added them. Better late than never. I'm doing the last finishing touches here, but I'm really proud of how she turned out. I think she looks really cute. Looking back on my checklist and what I wanted to get done, I wish I made her more monstrous. I really love the artists that make the Monster High characters really scary, and I didn't want to make her scary, but I wanted to bring in more like sea monster attributes. I feel like I didn't push that far enough. And also she looks very similar to her G3, but I'm really proud of how she turns out. I think she looks really cute, and I think I accomplished almost everything that I wanted to do. But I think she's finally done. Here she is, the finished design. I am so excited about it. I think she turned out really good. I'm really proud. I really like the pose, and I think I did a pretty good job doing a full body. Like I said way early in the beginning, I'm really out of practice doing full body poses, so I think I did good. I'm really proud of it. Please let me know if you have any critiques or just comments down below. I would love to hear your thoughts. Or even if you want to just tell me how you feel about the new Monster High. I would love to talk dolls in the comments. But if you liked this video, please do keep an eye out. I am planning on doing the rest of the main ghoul squad coming up here soon, and I'm really excited about it. But yeah, I think that's finally it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. Bye!